came in to buy. You're the author. Will you sign mine too? It was pretty
Nice.
fun. It made me feel like a rock star for about 14 minutes. It was pretty neat.
So money well worth spent, money and time well
Absolutely,
spent.
absolutely, absolutely. I mean, because the thing is, you put out a book and it's filled with stories about ways that we can get back on track when we've been thrown off track by the world, and what space can we create when we focus, when we dive into relationships, when we step into the unknown and have confidence. We create space for opportunity. All those ideas are in the book. Cool. I think those are good ideas. To see it in physical form is really cool. To see people responding to that is pretty cool. To see it in the bookstore window is neat, but to have people come in and be like, "Hey, my daughter and I are from Australia. We saw this in the window. This looks really neat." And I said, "Yeah, it is really neat. I'm the author." "Oh my God, you're the author." And they freak out. It was, it's kind of fun. It was like a little ego boost, sure, but it was also affirming because the writing of the book wasn't a process where I started at point A and got to point B with utmost confidence. I started at point A with sketches on pieces of paper and where am I going and what am I doing, and ended up with a printed book in front of us right now through the most circuitous route of excitement, confidence, self doubt, questioning myself, being unsure, being amazingly confident, and then just going for it regardless, which is also a chapter in the book. It's about that as well. The point is seeing it in physical form in people's hands, mind boggling.
So from the time you first had the idea for a book to the date it was published, how long was that?
A year,
A year.
basically a year,
Okay.
about
Is that
363
like
days.
normal for a book to be
You know what?
written?
I don't know. I think people write books quickly. Wiley asks of its authors that they write reasonably quickly. I mean, I had about 4 months to write the book, and then I refined it and refined it and refined it and refined it. I think that people write at different rates of speed. Some people say they can write a book in a weekend. I can't guarantee that's going to be a good book if it's written in a weekend. It took a lot of going over again and again and again for me to get through this and get to this and what it is now. But I would say, if somebody was interested in writing a book, don't try to write it as fast as possible. Try to write it as well as possible. Because when I was writing on Wiley's deadlines, first 20,000 words, second 20,000 words, third 20,000 words, so on and so forth, I found that the quality wasn't there. It was only when I went back and said, whoa, hold on one second. I'm going to dive into this and rework this and spend some time with it that I got the quality that I wanted finally. So again, it goes back to the value system we talked about earlier. We value things for what they're worth here. We value things for efficiency and time. And I think that the time is better spent not being efficient and rapid with the book, but being effective and taking time over time to craft something that has value and meaning behind it.
Can you talk some about how you got your book deal? Like how you convinced Raleigh to bring you on and like
Yeah,
pay you all the money they paid you?
absolutely. It was fascinating. I knew somebody who ended up working at Wiley. And the old saying of it's not what you know, it's who you know. I am the embodiment of that in this situation. I knew somebody who worked, they're no longer at, but they worked at Wiley. And when they got their job at Wiley, they were in acquisitions and they were asked to find some authors. And they thought to themselves, oh, wow, I had a conversation with Greg 6 years ago about a book idea. I wonder what he's doing. And they looked me up online and saw a tagline at gregbennick.com and a photo and the words build a better now. And they got in touch with me. They wrote to me, which is unheard of. This is so ridiculous. It's literally like if you and I decide to form a band 5 minutes from now and it's called Jason and Greg Rock the House, and Sony Records calls when we're walking out of here in a half an hour or whatever. It's unheard of, right? That Wiley called me, but they did. And I put together a book proposal for the concept that they wanted.